So I want to talk about transferable because the beginning of that word, trans, is very interesting to me. Specifically in terms of the shift in curriculum that Joyce talked about for our 1004 WRA class. So we've shifted our curriculum to have a trans-cultural and trans-linguistic or trans-languaging theme. What I'm teaching this semester is a transnational class. So all the assignments are built within this idea of moving between, around, and within cultures and languages. So my first assignment is a transnational learning assignment where they talk about learning in two different cultures. It could be learning between a math class and a writing class, or it could be learning between elementary school or high school, or it could be learning between China and America. The idea is that they're thinking about the different cultures they participate in and how these cultures inform and have made them who they are as students today. The second assignment I teach is a translation assignment. So again, we see the trans in each. This, I think, is very important because what I get them to do is get in groups and they choose an academic article from their home language. So I'll get groups of 3 or 4 undergraduate students, and they'll go to the library and find something, say a physics text written in Chinese, and then translate it into English individually, and then they're going to write a paper that analyzes the original text in terms of their translation into English, in terms of their group members' translation, and then another group member's translation. What they're doing is providing a really close reading of these texts, talking about why their sentences are longer than their group members, or why they use conjunctions and their group members didn't. And what this allows them to do is use both something they're comfortable with, their home language, and English to explain why they think something happens in terms of their own writing abilities. So they become an expert in that sense because I can't tell them what's wrong or right when they translate. That's a process that's important to them, and it's personal to them. So what it allows them to see is how language operates not only between different languages, but between different people. So oftentimes people think translation, if you write it in one language, it's going to come out in another language. What they see is that every person in the class comes up with a new text. And they talk about why those new texts exist. They talk about the tools they use, personal background experience, interest, who helps them with it. Sometimes they have friends helping them, sometimes they have proofreaders. So I think that's very important in helping them see that even the movement between languages is a really important learning tool and a learning task. It's not something that we should take for granted because there's always shifting and changing and movement. The next assignment, and I think Sonia's going to talk a little bit about this idea, translocal, is a translocal assignment. So they take something from one culture and see how it exists in a different culture. So we were just talking about it earlier today. This is our next assignment. So we're looking at dumplings. What are American dumplings? What are Chinese dumplings? What are Canadian dumplings? Every culture seems to have a dumpling, but if you give one country's dumpling to another culture, they're not going to be very happy with it. So we talk about why those changes exist and why we have the same name for certain foods, for instance. And the last assignment is a transmodal assignment where we move between modes to tell the same message. So we might, instead of writing a paper, we'll create a poster, or we'll create some sort of video, or we'll create some sort of book. So again, we see the movement between cultures and languages and experiences in order to get to a message that an audience can understand.